Hello everyone, and welcome to a new recording session, Final Fantasy 14, Asgo's Darkness, Asgo's Light, Soul's Darkness. And yeah, we are new episode here. Is that mine? No, that's not mine. There's some hobby. No reason not to have you out. And let's get our new minion randomly. Curl Kitten. Nice. Anyway, we are here to begin and continue our quest. Doing a level 5, a 3 quest, which is nice. We need to be level 60, so but anyway, let's just get it. Ah, Drazor, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I often remind my archonists to take meals. So ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of Serge, have you been practicing your tactics with carbon? I believe it's time to assess the improvement of your skill as with your previous trial. I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lanacea. 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponent. Formulate an effective strategy and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for breakfast. A little late for that. Then again, the also time is like 8 AM. Or like 9 AM. So yeah. Let's fly away over the day. I find it funny how filled my hotbars are compared to like any of the other drugs I play. I like having my second map. There's some wild dodos. Okay, and now let's me get the sugar bear out. Some tiny mandragoras. And then we have him back. Limbs takes such a long time to load. Come on. Get in now. And then to the Alchemist. Welcome back, Drazor. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your brain acumen in a more practical examination? Our work in Melbourne Scale requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I had several crates transported to the cliff site of Sapphire Gate. I want you to examine those crates and return the inspected cargo here to me. You will be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our custom agents. From performing true investigation, false bottoms, rotting foodstuff, flesh-eating wild kin, I suggest you prepare for any eventuality. Let's go out Sapphire Gate then. Down here. Did you just lay down with the book in front of me? Or behind me, I should say. I'm not paying no my presents for the present, and allow me to allow me a moment to cogitate, whatever. Yeah, cogitate. I know words. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within the expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet effective, though your tactics were as by much room for improvement as I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they are wont to be, inventing all the possible strategies you might have employed. Next, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring the constant multiplied by the number of opponents and applying the tactics to potential combat scenarios, a my calculation indicate failure opponent encountering threat level 9785. How many threat levels are there? Well, we have to see what we can do about that. For the opportunity, when the producer have passed, I will nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kaliha, Melvin's Gate Assessor. I think your Master Turbo Game elected me to oversee your training and provide them any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. Okay. Teach me well then. I want to heal. How do I become a healer? From what I've observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail regarding your choice of arcane geometries, a fact that may influence your action during battle. I simply do what feels right. Just as we think, I know the final element needed to perform another calculation. Hopefully, if you're becoming out of this. Of note is 90%, give or take half a percent. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only knew of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire. More, the guild master himself. Well, our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you have heard, on the indefinite leave of absence. He did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty alchemists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the final strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with combo mastery. With an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson. For today, pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mr. Thibbegain is awaiting some Inspector Carter. And what of myself, I'm off to the fields, of course, to take this Irish mad, where there must be attempting real-life scenarios, theories, all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Yeah. It's going to be very soon. Like right after I turn this in and accept the next quest. Oh, thank God, the teleport went through before I got hit. Oh, it would have been so annoying. Into the alchemist skill, back and forth. There'll be a lot. Drazor, have you returned to Chicago? Yes, I have. Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. It can be something of a problem in our profession, understand. I also had one killer regarding her performance. She seemed eager to continue training. And all that, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You will do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to art. Did you perhaps notice the battered killer carries? That's Initiate Grimo has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see her kept all the way to her present position as foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on our less let her overlook other important aspects of life. As our master Sergius guides your alchemist training, I hope you might return the favor and help her broaden her perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Lisa. Continue your practice with Carbuncle as Leah's bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Yo, got some blue armor, rose. Tactical plan. Yes, Tracer, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping, well, I trust. Well, I trust, taking the occasional brisk walk, one can inform. Sound thoughts if one fails to maintain sound body. Now, assuming you are following Kalia's instruction, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats to find in Western Lamasia. I speak of Rosling and Wild Jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. This is perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will be consistent of more than simply flinging a rune over and over again. You are not the novice you once were, and your skill in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with rune in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can do a crippling blow to your opponent. Swift dodge. Let's teleport there then. Right outside. How convenient. More. And now 3 wild dragons. And one more. Go. And let's return again. Army bonus is so nice. Never got all the experience I get. Welcome back, Drazor. How did you kill to conquer such ferocious foe? It was right that way triumphant of even more man and anxious challenge. The next training exercise will have your company foresee Kalia on her inspection. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of our academy. Pray do not tarry, Drazor, and Kalia waits you on the floor below with further details. Okay. Let's read up then. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked in examining wares of goblin plain caravan run by Boilstock's family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants are dealing with forbidden goods as such. I have calculated announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. Will the strategy respond to this possible shift into hostilities? But there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the final points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to deploy many of the self-defense strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this fact in mind and adjust your perception accordingly. Now, should the goblins have to battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focused fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attack on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined odds for a probability of victory 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of Cookpot in Middle Lancea. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Okay. Let's go to Summerford Farm then. Oh, I will be synced down to 14. This is low. Understand. Fossically of Melvin's Gate, you have to seize all transactions and renew goods for inspection. That's a sneaky piggy scubby spit upland and nosy eyes on stubby iron. A British but aggressive response. Well, very well, Drazor. Remember what we discussed. I don't have any at all. So only cancel. Just like us, but it's working that well. A bit more teaching. Can read this. Leaving there. You're back now. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved Guildmaster himself in action. This was a perfect example of how strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary you fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question. I will ask you, when it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strength or showing up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strengths. Oh, again, your response as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability of your potential attain greatness to 97%. You want to keep an eye on. That much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculation must include the accurate assessment of our available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to your guild and make the report to Mr. Thurbergine until next week. I shall abide here until the yellow jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep you company. Okay, you do that. I go back and get my reward. It's better game. That is outfit. That of these level 1 items that I have on me. With some items with actual stats. Not like glamour items. And you guys can't see it, but Limsa chat is like Limsa always.